If you want something out of life, if you want to change yourself, if you want to acquire something, if there's some goal that you want to reach, that is really not easy as some people will make us feel. That living your dream, changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits, it's challenging. It's hard. That living alone is just very difficult. And once we begin to come to grips with the fact that living is difficult, life is very challenging. So how do we begin to nurture that hunger? What are the characteristics or the qualities of people that are hungry? What will it take for me to get some of the things that I want? Being hungry for those things. Number one, you've got to work on yourself. It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you. Spend more time on yourself than what you've been spending. It's very important. You owe that to yourself. Many of us never realize our greatness because we become sidetracked by secondary activity. We spread ourselves too thin, don't know how to say no, and we find ourselves doing all kinds of things and never ever have time to do those things that we need to do to work on ourselves. And then there goes a second, there goes another second, there goes another second, and we can't stop and hold time. And before you know it, you wake up one day and you're behind in your dreams and your bills. So decide that you're going to take some time to work on you, that you deserve that from yourself, that your life deserves some prime time, because you are creating your own production. You are the star of your show. You are the director. You're writing the script. And you will determine whether your life is a smash office hit or flop. You determine that. Working on yourself, talking to yourself. That's so very important. Overcoming the negative conversation, that inner dialogue is going on all the time, even when you don't want it to be there. You can't stop yourself right now from thinking. You can't do it. It's going on. And so learning how to empower yourself, part of doing that is standing up to yourself. You've got to stand up inside yourself sometimes and say, shut up. I was going to give a presentation, and this voice inside of me saying, you can't do this, you don't have everything it takes. I shut up. You'll get scared sometimes. Your mind will go blank on you. Some people you will allow to unnerve you, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? I'm not crazy. That's why you've got to learn to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to stand up inside yourself.
Thank you for watching this video until it is
that inner
finished.
dialogue, it will determine the
If
quality of
useful
your
to
life.
you guys, please
When you're
like and
working
share
on
this
something
video.
you want to achieve,
If you have any suggestions
You
for
have got
us,
to
leave a
stand up
message
to
in the
that
comments
voice.
field.
you've got to sell
Always
yourself
support us
every
by
day
clicking the
on your
subscribe button,
abilities,
because it means a
on
lot
what
to
you're
us.
doing, on the goal that you want to reach. You've got to sell yourself every day, according to your level of belief. It will manifest itself in what you're doing. Whatever we have right now, whatever we're demonstrating in our lives, is a result of what we believe subconsciously that we deserve. And part of increasing that belief level is that you have got to convince yourself every day when you have something you want to do. If you don't develop the courage to do that which has been given you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people, trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve, and other people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you'll give up on your dream. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Develop the habit of giving more than what you're paid for. Develop the habit of setting standards that others will be measured by. Someone said, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail. I was at a corporation and they're going through downsizing and going to lay off some 1,500 people over the next few weeks. And those people that stay there 9 times out of 10, they're just going to do just enough to keep from getting fired. But if you can begin to harness yourself and say that where I am, I'm going to do the best I can transferred him to another location. He went out to celebrate with the people on that new job site. And Bobby suffered a massive heart attack and died. Bobby didn't drink and didn't smoke, was under 40, and he died. Ask your question, how much time do you have left? How much time do you have left? When you start thinking about that, we don't know. We don't know. Bobby took all the greatness and all of the talent and all of his abilities to his grave with him. He didn't use all his stuff. Most of us do that.
Thank you
Most
for
of us
watching
don't
this video
use the
until
stuff
it is
that we have
finished.
brought into the universe.
If useful to you guys, please
And
like
we
and
want to
share
make a
this
conscious,
video.
deliberate, determined
If you
effort
have any
to start
suggestions for
living
us,
life
leave
with
a
sense
message
of
in the
urgency
comments
and
field.
using what we've
Always
got,
support us by clicking the subscribe button
Using
because it means a
ourselves
lot to us.
sharing what
To
we
the
brought
next
into the
video.
universe to share.
See you.
Because if we don't, nobody else will. Stop wasting valuable time, knowing that if we begin to live our lives as if each day were our last, our lives will take on a whole new meaning. They take on a whole new expression, valuing each moment that we are blessed with.